This is the remains of what used to be a thatched house. I remember it when I was about 10-year-old. A woman lived here. She reared family and all that. It seems to have started out as a one-roomed house. And seems to be have added on a bedroom, I suppose, to it at a later stage. But what I find interesting is the chimney seems to have been an add-on. It started off as a one-roomed dwelling, and I came across a house, a thatched house, must be about 65 years ago, when I was a small boy. My father went visiting an old man in a house, and he brought me with him anyway. But the fireplace, what the fireplace was, there was a beam running from the back wall over to the front wall, and it was about 3 feet out from the centre wall of the house. And there was wicker work or basket work funneling into a chimney. You can see it up there. Jen, that's I think this was that type of setup, and it was fire was a big problem with that type of setup as a basket work. The basket work used to be plastered with clay, and there was a big risk of fire, and they had a long piece of a branch with a prong sticking out, and they look up the chimney at night before they go to bed and see was there any sparks laying in the chimney, and it scratched them out. Afraid a fire would start during the night and that. But this chimney was built on at a later date. You can see it's not keyed into the wall, the centre wall. It's an add-on, and it reduced the risk of fire, and that's why it was done. And there's there's a little window there. I'd say there was a bit of a loft in this at one time to give a bit more sleeping space, but it started off as a one-room house, and they slept in the kitchen, I'd say, and settle beds and that type of thing. And they kept improving it as time went on. There was about an acre of land to this house, a stretched acre and that. But this is a little house here at the side of it there. I'd say it was a pig house. I often we used to feed a pig to kill for bacon and that. And I'd say that was it was dashed at one time. That'd be fairly recent. You can see the little window up there. And that'd be a bit of light into the loft. I'd say it was only half a loft, and a ladder. You'd use a ladder to get up into it to go to sleep. And there's a big rock here. There, I'd say, the time the house was built, there was hardly any way of shifting that rock around. There's a hanging for a gate that's put into it there and all that. It's wedged in, a bit of work there, boring a hole for that hanging. If you'd want to be that rock was probably dumped off by a glacier when it was melting during the wind up of the ice age. And they made use of it. It just happened to be in the right place that they could use it. That's it now.